Welcome to Tropes and Tantrums. I'm Amber.
And I'm Danielle. We are just two moms, never without our kids or our Kindles.
Welcome back to Tropes and Tantrums. Good morning, Danielle. How are you?
Good. How are you?
No, we're here.
We're here.
It's been a long week for me.
It's been a long week for me as well. I think that's just like a thing. I think we're just going to be dealing with long weeks forever.
I mean, mom of toddlers.
Mom of toddlers.
Actually, I have a question for you.
Yes.
So Dallas is 4.
Mm-hmm.
Char is 5.
Correct.
Do you still consider her a toddler? No, I was thinking about this the other day, and I was like, that's a really...
So I do. I say that I'm a mom of 2 toddlers because I don't know. I think 5 still feels like a toddler to me. And I think about the fact that while, yes, I homeschool, and yes, typically 5 is like the kindergarten age.
Yeah.
That's not super common anymore because a lot of people are sending their kids to kindergarten at 6.
Yeah.
Or they're doing 2 years of kindergarten.
Yeah.
And so I feel maybe it's like my mom heart to be like,
no, you're my baby forever.
I'm going to keep you as a toddler forever. But in the sense of it's just a different thing because I consider her toddler when I group them together and I say, I have 2 toddlers.
Yeah.
But then obviously at dance, she's 5 and all the other girls are 5 and it's just different. So I don't know if it's when she's around Eloise, I consider her a toddler.
Okay.
Or because even when all of my cousins have kids within, I don't know, a 7-month time frame. So my cousin Nicole, as you know, has a daughter who's 10. And then I have Char who's 5. And then Nicole has, her son was born in May of 2020. Then my cousin James and his wife Megan had their son in September of 2020.
Okay.
Then I had Eloise in October of 2020. And then my cousin Alyssa had her daughter in February 1st of 2021. So all of our kids are super close in age. And so when we
were
were
all together, they're just...
We refer to them as the little kids.
The bundle of toddlers.
Yes. But Char is technically the oldest of that younger group.
Yeah.
So then she feels significantly older in that space as well. So I will probably say I'm a mom of toddlers until probably next year. I mean, I'm still going to be a mom of a toddler for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a weird thing.
Okay, because I was if you follow my personal Bookstagram account, not our Tropes and Tantrums, but if you follow my sisters who book, if you follow that one, you saw me post earlier this week, getting my pages in while folding towels while one kid is having quiet time literally in the same room as me and my sick one is napping. And I was I put quiet time for my toddler and I'm he's 4. Is he still considered a toddler? Sure. We're gonna keep going with it.
Yeah.
Until he's no, Mom, I'm a big kid, which actually
Charlotte says that she's an adult, so that doesn't apply for me. So I can't. Adult. I'm a grown up. I'm going to be driving tomorrow. I need a cell phone. It's I'm bro, you don't have even a call. You don't have any. Who are you calling? Who are you calling? Besides
I'm with
my
you
mom,
24/7.
Literally,
no,
calling? And literally, if I leave, she is on her Fire tablet, calling me, from her and I'm bro, can I have a minute? Just a minute to myself.
I want to breathe.
It's never. I can't breathe. She's actually stayed at my mom's last night. So she was living her best life.
Oh my God. I live for sleepovers. Live for them.
She loves it so much.
Dallas is always asking, can I go to Grandma and Papa's? Can I go stay the night at Mimi's? Can I do this? Yeah. Can I do that? I'm yeah, sure. And I mean, Charly has had 2 sleepovers.
Yeah.
With my mother-in-law. And I mean, obviously it went well because I didn't get a 911 call or anything like that, or an SOS signal or anything like that. So, but it's just so funny to me how, go. I mean, my parents love it. My mother-in-law loves it. It's It's so nice for everybody.
Yeah. Char really likes it. And then she like counts down like the days like until she gets to go. And so yesterday she was like so excited.
I love that for her.
Yeah. So it was good. She had Eloise doesn't usually stay. She sometimes stays, but she usually doesn't, which is fine because she goes to bed early anyway in comparison to Char. So Char just like lives her best life.
No, that's how we feel. Like when Dallas has a sleepover with my in-laws or my parents, it's like, oh, Charly goes down between 7:30 and 8.
Yeah.
Like we now have uninterrupted time, and she isn't like, she's still in a crib and stuff like that.
Yeah, so is Eloise.
So she's just like out like a light.
Yeah.
We can stay up as late as we want.
Yeah.
We don't have any interruptions with our shows because we don't have Dallas walking out every 5 minutes like, can I just hang out with you guys? I'm like, no, go to bed. Like,
yeah, no, for sure.
I'm like, I get it. We're really cool, but dang.
Yep, literally.
Well, I'm glad we were doing this impromptu episode. We kind of just like threw this together, so I hope you guys enjoy it.
I mean, honestly, it's just funny because I was thinking about, because we are now, today is technically 2 months ago is when I sent you the text asking if you wanted to do this. And it feels like it was like 6 months ago, and it was literally not. But it's funny, like thinking back, and I'm like, oh yeah, we're going to do it like once a month. And now we're like,
I literally was having this conversation in bed last night with Alex.
And I'm like, I literally do this.
He goes, did you ever figure out what time you're recording tomorrow? And I was like, oh, yeah, so at this time. And he was like, so is this going to be like, it went from like, this is going to be a monthly thing to now it's like almost like a weekly. I'm like, babe, we're here. Moving and grooving. We've got a lot to talk about.
We have and you guys, I guess it's known for us, but this is like us like hanging out. Like this
Absolutely.
is like, and this is like such a nice, like it's like our escape a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, not a little bit. It really is. Like like this has now become the extension of like our book escape, but now it's like talking about books is still
with
like under the same umbrella. It's just so funny. So,
well, I mean,
I'm happy about it. Like
I am too.
Like,
I'm
solid
like,
about it.
We're trying to make money moves here.
We're like doing really big things. We hit 1,000.
I know
downloads
exactly. I'm
in
like,
less than 2 months.
Why are you complaining? Like,
that's. I mean, we're practically almost getting paid for this. Which, I mean,
sure.
I mean, we would love that. So, like, if we could figure out how that can be, like, we can continue to monetize this, that'd be stellar. But
that's Alex.
That's goals.
He's like, so when are we going to start making money off this? And I was like, when Dave Portney calls me, I will be picking up the phone.
When we literally get someone who says, hey, do you guys want to be on our network? And we say yes.
Great.
Like,
as long as we can be remote.
Literally. Like, if the Dear Media like wants to pick us up, like we'll take any of it.
I'm down.
So yeah. But here's the thing.
But I love this right now.
No, I do. And the Toast was not under a media company.
They were their own media company.
For years.
And they technically still are.
Yes.
They still have the rights and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
which is still, so they did it on their own. So, like, not saying that we couldn't do that, but
we could get there one day.
We could get there.
I mean, we're only 13 if you count this one and the episode that's coming out in 2 days.
Is it 13 or 14? Is this 14? I think this is 14.
This is 14?
Yeah.
Yeah, because 12, we have 12 aired.
And then 13
is in the wind.
Tuesday.
Tuesday. And then this
Tuesday's episode's a lot. There's a lot happening. And
there's a lot going on in that episode.
I don't even know what I'm going to name that episode, honestly, because it like went
Mom Blackout?
Well, because it went from let's talk about like our toddlers' favorite books to like let's talk about everything that's ever encompassed motherhood.
Emotional.
Oh, yeah.
I went home and took a nap.
It was draining. That episode was so draining.
I now understand why Claudia leaves the Toast and crawls into her bed because
literally it's exhausting.
I'm tired.
Yeah, because I don't feel that way. So when I record my own podcast, I don't feel that way. Like, I mean, I do after I like do trainings or when I'm teaching classes, I totally like have to like we have to take a shutdown because it's like super like heavy like social interaction for me and like adults because like I could deal with kids like almost all day, but like sometimes I'm just like burnt out like of dealing with adults. And so it's just funny because I don't feel that way about my own podcast because my podcast episodes are like under like 25 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I'm like impromptu, like pressing record, and like I have like a rough outline, but I pretty much just like choose a topic and then like go off on it.
Yeah.
So it's like a very different, like, so I don't have like the same sort of like emotional expenditure that I do
Correct.
when we do this, which I love. But yeah, so just obviously you'll hear that one first. So me saying this like doesn't really matter because you won't. I hope like, you'll have already listened. If you have it and you're listening to this one, then you should go back and listen to the last one.
Episode. Yeah. That's crazy. Oh
so,
my gosh.
What do you want? You want to, let's talk about your month of arcs.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
It's like
okay.
September arc month.
For Amber. Yeah, for sure. Well, I thought like this would be great because since I have so many arcs, like instead of bogging down the
book wrap up.
Yeah. A book up wrap. Oh my gosh.
The book wrap episode. We're going to start calling it.
We're going to start wrapping up in here. Words are hard this morning. Okay, so I have 4
already. You guys
that are live that are now available on Kindle Unlimited.
September 17th, and she has 4 arcs, y'all.
And I've only read 5 books.
Yeah,
and I
crazy.
DNF'd one. So and I'm working on a book off of my actual TBR this month.
I was going to say, but those were technically on your TBR because you do put them on your TBR.
I don't.
What?
I don't. Because I forget about them. I literally forget until they start showing.
Because you black out.
Because I black out.
She has arc blackout. It's a different thing.
And I will say I'm very proud of myself. The author agency just like I'm on like their master list for arcs kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And so
because they're like
they'll need like readers for books, and I like filled out a form that has like all the tropes that I like and things that I'm interested in, things like that. And they'll send me the email like, if you're interested, go ahead and like sign up here, blah, 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 blah. And I got one and I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds so good. It was a sports romance and I was like into it. And then I like clicked on the form and saw the release date and I was like,
oh, that's right.
No, I can't do it. I was like, no, that's so, no. Because I still need to read the book for our podcast. I still need to read our book club book. And
I still need to read
our book too. A arc in the wings.
The good news for you though is this month you didn't have a book club book for your last book club.
Because we're reading a book I've already read and I felt like
that honestly probably has been a godsend to have.
No, it has. No, it really has because we're literally meeting next Sunday.
You're like,
I'm still going to go to the meeting. I'm still going to chat about it.
I mean, it's a great book to, I feel like it brings so many discussions.
That you, in my opinion, and this might not match everybody's opinion, is not a book that you reread.
No, it's
because
really
once you
not.
know the things that happen in that book, you can't unknow them. And I'm sorry, we'll just tell. We're talking about 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
I don't know if we mentioned that in a previous episode, but if we hadn't, that's
the book. My other book club book this month, and I was like, ooh.
I think that there's like always like memes and like TikToks. It's like books that I wish like I would die to go and like reread again for the first time.
That is on my list.
No, 100%. The feelings of reading it, because I put it off for a really long time. And like I wanted to, like, because I obviously, if you're unaware, TJR is one of my like insta-buy authors. Like I will, half of her catalog is insta-buy. Her historical fiction is insta-buy. Her contemporary romance are not for me anymore, and I won't pick up another one after I read the last one because I was like, oh, maybe like One True Loves was like just like one that I didn't like resonate with. No, it's like literally all of them because I read another one and I've decided now it's all of them. And I just won't waste here's the thing, life's too short to read books you don't like
when your TBR is miles and miles and miles long.
Literally so long, because I'll never get to all the books I love anyway.
No.
And so it's funny because I put that book off for so long because there's so much hype around it that it's like, is it really as good as people say it is?
Yeah.
It is. I would love for everyone to know 7 Husbands is absolutely, but it can't be
so good.
You have to, when you go back and I haven't reread it. I've gone back and I have a whole copy that's annotated for Taylor Swift. And like it has like all of like her, intentional Taylor references, because some of them are like new lyrics that are post her publishing the book, so she obviously didn't know. But like it's very different because I went back for like more of like the vibes.
Okay.
And like didn't reread the whole thing. Like kind of was just like going through it. But like it's not the same. And
no, because you know everything.
It removes the impact of what just like.
And I was moved by that book.
Oh, moved completely. Sobs. It was, No, 100%. And I think that it's funny because like I feel that way about like Fourth Wing. Like I couldn't like as much as like I will probably reread it pre the next book coming out just so that I can like get like refreshed. It's not going to
listen to it. Is it on audio?
It is. No, it is. I listened to half of it when I did that. So I may do that this time, but it's a really good audiobook. So if you're an audiobook girl, like that's a really good audiobook. The character, like it's just really good. No, but it's just like, it won't give you the same feeling. And that kind of like, not that it takes away the magic of it, but it kind of does.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
So so it took one book away.
Which has kind of been
a little nice.
Yeah. Because I'm still recovering from my last arc that I just read.
That's right.
I am still processing. I've sat down twice yesterday to write a review about it.
Are you going to talk about it on this one, or are you going to wait to talk about it in the book wrap up?
In the wrap up.
Okay, that's
it's not live yet, so I'm not gonna.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And plus, she's still processing this. Is like.
Oh, and the author knows I'm processing still. We had extensive conversations about some stuff. I was like,
You're like, and is it 3 books, or is she keep writing it?
I think it's
gonna be 3.
Yeah,
I believe. Number 2, right?
Yes.
Okay.
That book, yeah. But yeah, I'm still processing that one. So
TBD. Please check out our book wrap episode in a couple of weeks.
We have to name it the book wrap.
I'm done. It's so good. Yeah. So stay tuned because we'll talk about that then.
Okay. All right, so we'll just get right into the ARC segment. Do you want to go over the books that you have on your ARC list that you have yet to read?
Yes. And I also think that after you do yours, I think for anyone listening who's interested in reading ARCs.
And how to get into it.
Yeah.
Reach out.
No, I was going to say we could just like drop like the place, because I know that you have places that you get ARCs from, like that are not just ARCs.
I'm going to mention them.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So then I will do a quick mention as well, since I'm like on my computer trying to make sure I like name them right. Because like if I get ARCs, as you know, I don't always get ARCs because I am a mood reader and it's really hard for me to read ARCs on time. So the great news is that all of my ARCs for the most part are for 2024. So I have some time. So the one I'm going to be reading, and I also reread, I don't know, like I'll say this about ARCs as well, is if you have ARCs, sometimes I get ARCs that were indie published and then get picked up for traditional publishing houses, and then they release them as ARCs. Okay. So then it kind of helps them start to drum up more what's it called? Like hype around the book, because now it's being traditionally published, usually with a different cover, sometimes with audiobooks, all the things. So sometimes my ARCs are not technically advanced reader copies, but they're more of like advanced reader copies of the copies that are being traditionally published. Correct. So it's a little bit different. So I won't usually mention those because they're usually out and they'll be in our wrap up if I read them. If I don't, it kind of takes a little bit of the pressure off me as well. So the book that I'm going to pick up next, that's the only ARC that I'm picking up next, because like I said, the other ARCs I have are for 2024. So I will read them probably closer to then, because I'm not going to publish reviews until then anyway. Because I just think it's weird, because it's like, it's a really great book I read, but you're like not going to read it for 6 months. Like that's weird to me. Yeah. So the only ARC that I'm going to be reading next month is it's called "'Tis the Damn Season" by Kimmy Freeman. And the description is really what sold me. Besides the title, it's Taylor Swift inspired, but it says told in a dual timeline and inspired by the Taylor Swift song of the same title. "'Tis the Damn Season" is a charming new contemporary romance destined to break your heart and put it right back together. I'm all about that. That sounds exactly like what I need in my life. So this one is going to be out at the end of October. I'm assuming it's holiday themed considering the title.
Yeah.
But that's the one that I'm reading. So the places that I usually get my ARCs from are NetGalley. So it's Net and then GALLEY. Then Book Sirens, Romance with Me, and Valentine PR. So those are like my 4 places where I will get my ARCs from. They're all free to sign up. And they're going to kind of ask you where you do reviews. And you do not need to be like some like heavy following on social media to get ARCs, because they want people to read them and review them on Goodreads, on Amazon, on like wherever you're reviewing books. And obviously, if you have a following, that's great. But if you don't,
but you also don't have to have no,
you don't. And just so you know, so if you're ever like, oh my gosh, I want to do that. And you can also, a lot of authors, I'm in a couple of Facebook groups on, I was gonna say a couple of Facebook groups online, obviously on Facebook's online, but Facebook groups for like reading, and a lot of authors will be in those Facebook groups and say, I have a book coming out. These are the tropes. This is like a description. I'm looking for ARC readers. And then you just like fill out like a little like application. It's like very like no stress, but it's one of those things that I do feel like if you're doing it that way, especially for indie authors, not that it doesn't matter for traditional publishing, but for indie authors, those things really matter. So don't ever like sign up for ARCs that you don't actually plan on reading. Like even I'm speaking like, because I would not sign up for ARCs. I don't take a ton of ARCs because of that, because I want to dedicate my time to actually reading books I want to read. So it's just different. So Amber's a little bit different. Amber goes in pretty blind with most books. Like
she's the tropes grab me, or the author. If I've read the author before and I've enjoyed the author, that grabs me too.
Yeah. Or like a series. Because that's.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the book that I'm planning on reading in October and adding to my TBR. So that's where I'm at for
exciting.
ARCs.
Okay, so mine, buckle up, guys, because I've got 4. Okay, so this first book I read was Ruthless, Vows by Victoria Ellis, and I found it on the Good Girls PR. They're very new. I'm kind of obsessed with them. This is my first one from them, and it was so good. So this is book 1 in the series called Till Mafia Do Us Part, and it's going to be 6 books.
Okay.
The blurb is, Romeo and Juliet have nothing on a maid mafia member and one woman he was supposed to stay away from. The tropes are forbidden love, age gap, rival families, temperature play, mafia romance, obviously dark romance, untouched heroine, sex club, touch her and die, dual POV, and trigger warning, guys. Like, this book is very trigger warning. So if in the version I got, there is a list, but you can always look them up online. I gave it 5 stars, and it's a 5 chili pepper spice level for me. The review. So this is my first Victoria Ellis book, and I was like blown away by it. It was beautifully written. I was captivated by the characters Dante and Gianna from like page 1. I loved the way the mafia life is portrayed in this book. It's like what the mafia life is everything that you would assume it to be. And it was portrayed. And I read a lot of mafia, and I've never read one that's portrayed like this. So I found it very interesting. And like,
it's crazy of all the ones that you've read that you've never had it portrayed this way.
Usually a mafia romance is more like the crime behind everything, right? No, this is like arranged marriage, like just
more inner
very
workings.
Different. Yeah, very different. And I really enjoyed that. Dante is very sexy, very assertive. Gianna is beautiful and strong. Gianna just desperately wants to be like in control of her life because she is so controlled by her father. And she also just wants to be seen like as an actual human being and not a object in like the way her father sees her and her brothers, unfortunately, as well. But Dante gives her that, like gives her the freedom to be who she wants to be, and sees her for who she is and not an object or a payment in some sorts. Even though they're supposed to be rivals, like they just like they fall in love. It's very easy and captivating, honestly. The cliffhanger at the end, my jaw hit the floor, and I like just need book 2 like tomorrow.
You're like, when does that happen?
Yeah, literally. My favorite quote was, because there's exactly 2 things I'm sure of right now. Dante is the only person in this world who is going to get me away from the blood syndicate, and I want him more than I've ever wanted anything in my life. Consequences be damned.
I can't read mafia romances, but like Amber makes them seem like I would like want to read them, but I just know it's like too heavy for me.
This one, I wouldn't. This is way heavy for you. No, I would say that. But again, the title of the book is Ruthless, Vows by Victoria Ellis, and you can find this book on Kindle Unlimited. Book 2.
You're like, and now for the next book.
This is also available on Kindle Unlimited. It's called Unexpected Ventures by A.K. Landow. I get this directly from the author. I've been reading her arcs, oh my gosh, for a while now.
I think I just saw one of hers on one of the other arc sites.
Oh, really? Mm-hmm. Very nice.
I don't know if it was that one or not, but
okay.
I did see the name, and I thought of you.
Well, I got into her. I randomly found her on TikTok and signed up, and I like finished the form, and I saw that you had to read like 3 other books before you could read this book. So I did. And I haven't stopped signing up.
I was like, immediately no. For me, that's immediately no.
For me, I was like, say less. So this book is book 3 of the Bells of Broad Street series. There is one more coming out. And again, these books that you can find them on Kindle Unlimited, you have to read these books in order. Like, that's just how it works. Like, with the way she tells her stories, all the characters are still, from beginning to end, are in the stories. So the blurb: a single mom and a single dad, second chance romance, an unforgettable night, an undeniable attraction, an unexpected journey.
How much can you can't really say much about plot-wise because
I'm trying. I try not to. Like, I'm just giving like the bare minimum, not giving anything away.
But like, read the series.
Absolutely read. Actually, this is not this series, but the first part of this series, The City of Sisterly Love.
Okay.
We talked about it on
it's
posted about.
And it's like one of your favorite series.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I remember now.
They're quick, easy reads, and they are spicy.
Which
you might actually like. No, I'm not lying. You would probably like these books.
You're like, they're not so scary.
They're not. They're not. Tropes: single mom, single dad, second chance, voyeurism, so watching, oralism, so hearing, raunch, calm, dual point of view, dirty talk in Spanish. I gave it 4.5, and the spice, all of her books, to me, in my opinion, are a 5 chili pepper.
Let me just tell you, if Amber's rating it a 5 chili pepper, I can't even fathom what a 5 chili. No, like I like.
In my opinion, if there's anal,
okay, well,
it's a 5.
Then I cannot. Yeah.
And a sex club. Like, you gotta, like... Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this review...
You're like, if anyone's still listening...
Literally. Sorry.
I always have to ask Amber what certain things mean, because, like, they'll be like, oh, this is, like, whatever trope, and I'm like, I don't know what the hell that means.
Yeah.
Like, you're like, no, that means just it's a mafia romance, but it's, like, the Russian mafia.
It's specifically Russian.
And I'm like... Okay. Like, it's like, oh, like werewolf loves are perfect. Like, what? Not that you're like no, just read. You're like, just read Crispies for you. Just read Crispies if
you want wolves. I've got you.
You're like, I've got wolves.
Okay, so the review for Unexpected Ventures. This book is so freaking good. I absolutely loved getting to know Beth better and her journey as like a single mom. And Beth comes in to the storyline of the whole series back in City of Sisterly Love's series. And so, like, her relationship with her sister, Cass, who has her own book in the City of Sisterly Love series. Dominic, the male main character, he radiates power, and the way that he softens for Beth is just very different. He's just, like, very hard, and he keeps his personal life very personal in the workplace, where everyone else is very, like, here's my personal life, and he's just, like, not like that. But the way he softens for her from work to being with Beth is just very different, and I thought it was very beautiful. I thought it was also interesting that normally when you get a single parent trope, you only ever get one. So either the female main character is or the male main character is. They are, either one of them is single, but in this one, both are single parents, and I really loved that. Like, I thought it was a great representation of, like, learning how to, like, blend a family.
Yeah. No, and it's true. You usually only get one or the other, and then you always get, like, the other character trying to figure out, like, how do I fit? Navigate. Yeah.
Dominic's dirty talk, specifically because it's in Spanish, just hits different. And the fact, and I'm going to say this, and the fact that Beth knows what he's saying, because they hook up. And then he, like, takes off, like, after, and she doesn't see him for, like, 4 to 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But because it was and it was, like, one of, like, the first times, like, she had, like, the best sex of her life, and because she was so attracted to the Spanish dirty talk, she started watching Spanish porn. And so that's how she learned how to speak Spanish. So when they reconnect and he, like, says something to her in Spanish, she responds in Spanish, and he was like, you know what I just said to you? And she's like, yeah, I do.
You're like, yes.
Wild. So I really loved the Beth, like, exploring her sexuality. Right. So not to give so much away, but, like, women should be out there exploring their sexuality, whether they're married, single, whatever, no matter your age. Well, no matter your age, like,
as an adult,
consensually, you should be.
Yes, as an adult,
you should be out there exploring your sexuality, trying new things. Try everything once. If you don't like it, move on.
Yeah,
and that's my opinion. A lot of people don't feel that way, and that's fine. So I thought that was, like, a great.
Representation of that.
Correct. And I'm really not sure how A.K. Landow continues to make these men hotter and their mouths dirtier, but she nails it every time. I can't even explain it.
You're like, I'm here. Continue.
No, literally. And I just read this series. Like, it's so good.
Yeah.
I just, I can't. I'm really sad
really good.
The ending.
It's
like,
clearly
I'm really going to be
upset
about it. Okay, so then the quote is, he's looking at me like I'm everything. In this moment, I feel like I'm everything. This is heaven. I could stay here forever.
I mean, they're like Amber's book recs, I'm sure, like, for most people, like, she is not one to hold back if she, like, loves a book. So if she, like, really loves a book, like, you should really probably read it if it's something that would interest you.
It's funny that you just bring up book recs. So yesterday I got 2 different text messages from 2 different friends. Okay, so I finished this book that you told me I should read. Or that was one friend. You recommended this book to me, literally this book.
That we haven't even read yet.
Yeah. And she was like, I loved it. I need more recs. And I was like, okay, what kind of vibe are you going for? And so she gave me her vibe, and I was like, okay, I got you. So I sent her a bunch of recs. So we'll see how that goes. I've only disappointed her once, and that was Unhoneymooners.
I mean, you have to, Unhoneymooners can either, like, hit really well, I've heard, or it can be, like, kind of like.
It's hit or miss.
And I believe that Unhoneymooners is one of those books that if you read it before or after a book that's really amazing, it really pushes that one down significantly.
I agree.
And because that's what happened to me. So I totally get it. It was enjoyable, just not like.
No, I thought it was cute.
Amazing.
And then, it wasn't the best thing on it was not Love in Other Words by any means.
No. And it's not, if you do want a very spicy Christina Lauren, the True Love Experiment is so good. So that's their newest one that came out in May. Okay. It's very, very good. I just gave my copy to Nicole, I think. Or just not just, but like a while ago.
Yeah.
It's like a interconnected standalone with their last one, The Soulmate Equation. I didn't read it. I didn't feel like I missed out. I didn't feel like I missed out because the True Love Experiment has different characters. There is like characters that show up, but like you kind of just like whatever because you don't know them anyway. So it's fine.
And then I had another friend. She's like, I've just been reading like a lot of thrillers and they've been dark and moody. And she's like, I'm noticing that I'm like being dark and moody and I just need something more like spicy but like fluffy.
Yeah.
And so like I sent her a bunch of recs as well. So we'll see how that goes for her. But one thing I do love is I love giving people book recommendations. Like it's something that brings me so much joy.
No, 100%.
And I love when someone comes back and it's like, no, that was a great book. Thank you so much. And like, I have a few friends who I like have recommended books to and they come back and they're like, no, you were totally right about this book.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, thank you.
No, it's like,
I'm so glad you loved it as much as I did.
It's like such like a serotonin boost. Honestly.
Absolutely. Okay. So my next book, it's called The Other Side of Maybe by Cassidy Nixon. I got this one from the author's agency and this one came to me like as like we're still looking for ARC readers. This fit some of the tropes that you're interested in? Would you be interested kind of thing? So I just signed up like why the heck not?
Like why like she always does.
Yeah, pretty much. So this is book 1 in the Red Willow Crest series. This is the debut novel for Cassidy Nixon. It's a tense and steamy story that will sweep you away to the secluded forest of glittering lakes of Northern California. Kenzie is married and everything changes when she meets the irresistible Maverick. So this does have like a cheating trope, just so you are aware if that's not something you're interested in or that bothers you. I don't recommend this book for you. The tropes are small town, opposite attracts, forbidden love, overcoming trauma, workplace, and dual POV. I gave this book 4 stars, and the spice level for me was a 3. The review, this book was cute and had twists and turns that I was not expecting because, again, I go in completely blind. Like, I don't read blurbs. I don't read anything that I receive from either the author or the agencies that I'm getting these from. This book, completely blind, just whatever. The characters were strong and navigated their journeys together. The descriptions in the book are beautiful, and the setting is, as you read it, you see it in your head, and it's very picturesque. And for me, that is so important as a reader. Like, if I don't see it and I can't envision it, or like I can't grasp exactly where I am.
Divine Rivals.
Yes. Then it's going to be a no for me. So it's very important for me. Kenzie is overcoming so much in her journey, and Maverick is learning to move on after losing so much. The way these two help each other through their journeys and falling in love happens easily, and they just like conquer everything together in a sense. But yeah, so then my quote for that is, "I love her with everything I have left, and that love is the only thing keeping me alive right now." It literally took some turns that I literally was not expecting. Yeah. Took some turns that were a little bit predictable. But overall, like for a debut novel, it wasn't terrible.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had its moments, but that for the predictability sense of it.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, 4 stars is
pretty solid.
Pretty solid. So the last one. This is called Hate to Love You by Charly Nicole, which I found out at the end of this book in the author's note that it's 2 authors.
Oh, I love that.
So Charly is one and then Nicole is the other. And they
the way that I like
together.
Took me like 55 years to learn that Christina Lauren was not one person.
Shut up. I had no idea.
No, you're lying to me.
No, I'm not lying to you. Seriously?
No, it's straight 2 people. Christina and Lauren. It's 2 people.
Literally
are you kidding me?
Blown my mind.
Stop it. I was literally like, obviously, like, I was like the last person to know, like, a couple months ago. Stop
the
it.
last person to know is Amber.
You're like, and now everybody and anyone who was listening who didn't know that it was two girls.
Literally, their photo on is that Goodreads? On Goodreads is the 2 of them. That is crazy. I had literally no idea.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think they also have a like pen name that they each go by separately. Like they have like, if they write now, because I think that there's been novels they've written separately as well, but then they have different names. Like, but that's all the books together are like In a Holidays, Love in Other Words, On Honeymooners. Yeah, is 2 women. Literally. Wow. No Here we are. Here we are. What a shocking turn of events for this.
Something new every day.
It is a shocking turn of events here.
Yeah, for real.
Wow. Everyone got to experience that with me.
Wow. Blew my mind.
You're like, I thought you said it because you were going to then reference Christina Lauren being 2 people. Well,
absolutely not.
Here we are. Here we are, guys.
Okay, so Hate to Love You by Charly Nicole. I got this from the Authors Agency. This is book 1 in the Antonov Legacy series. So this is Mafia. So the blurb. What happens when Abigail Wayne, vigilante serial killer, meets Roman Antonov, the mafia king of New York? The darkness that is lurking behind their eyes is the same.
That like sounds like exactly something you would. You probably didn't even read that, and then afterwards you're like, "Wow, I love that." That's you. Like, wow, that's great.
The tropes.
The tropes. Mafia romance, obviously.
Yes, it is mafia. Enemies to lovers, mafia, close proximity, touch her and die, serial killer, and workplace dual POV.
That's just like, is the workplace the mafia? Like, what is is like their separate workplace?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was like,
is it intertwined?
Yes. Yes.
But like, he keeps his businesses very.
Yeah. We talk about this. I don't know. Like, if you've never heard me, the only mafia romance I've read, which is not truly a mafia romance, is literally Daisy Hates. And that's like the 2nd and 4th books in the Magnolia Park series, because her family, she comes from a mafia family, and that's like a big line through. It's not the same kind of mafia romances as Amber reads, just so everyone's clear. It's not like serial killer. Like, it's not.
No.
I mean,
this is cool. Like a serial killer. Like, that's awesome. Yeah.
You're like, serial killer. That's awesome. You're like, how do we move forward?
Yeah.
now?
Okay. So the rating 5 stars for me. Spice level, I gave it 4. Content warning, up, down, sideways.
Obviously, serial killer. Please.
Okay, I honestly did not want this book to end. I could have like read like 1,000 pages of them and been a very happy camper.
I hope it's in a series so that you can.
It is.
Okay, good. Thank God.
But it's like they're covering each of the family.
Okay.
But it was. I'm sure they'll still show up. I mean, he's the mafia king, and
okay.
So
it's just, yeah.
Okay, so I loved these characters. Every shocking moment of this book, like, just blew me away. Abby is a very strong woman who is taking back her power and enjoying her freedom after killing her abusive husband. Roman, who is your typical possessive Russian mafia don, but has a soft spot for this brunette, and literally he refers to her as the brunette.
I love a nickname. Haunted.
Well, I'll tell you in a second. That has haunted his dreams for years. Abby starts working for Roman as his secretary. He quickly figures out that she is the brunette who has been haunting his dreams. All Roman wants is her, and Abby won't be controlled by another monster, but she can't help how he makes her feel. Abby has a secret, and if Roman finds out, it could ruin everything. Abby and Roman are addictive and really enjoyed every twist and turn of their story. So Abby is the brunette that he has been in love with for years. but one day she just like ups and disappears because she kills her husband and like leaves. Like she's not going back to that penthouse. If you have issues with traumatic pregnancy loss, do not read this book. There are people out there who do, so I would not recommend this book for you. But overall, was the book great? Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. He actually calls her Fox. Foxy Fox.
What book am I reading that they call her Fox? I can't freaking remember. I don't know if I just finished the book. Shocking. Literally, I can't remember. That was the nickname as well. Was like Little Fox. Oh, Once Upon a Broken Heart. Very different. Very different.
Very different.
YA fantasy. Very different.
And the quote, "The truth is, Roman scares me, not because I think he will hurt me, but because of the way he makes me feel. Free."
So,
and that is the end of my arc segment for now.
To be continued in the book wrap-up episode.
No, literally. I have a few more.
What are you reading right now? 'Cause
right now, I am reading Unravel Me by Becca.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I'm reading Adam Lockwood's story, which I'm absolutely obsessed over right now. I'm like 7 chapters in, and I wish I didn't have a husband and kids today, so all I could do was finish
so
this
I could
book.
actually read.
Well, they're actually very good about sometimes giving me my space, and I had a nap for 2 hours yesterday uninterrupted, which was really nice.
That's nice.
So, well, you know, when you've been dealing with a sick baby.
Sick kid, yeah.
So, who just wants mommy all the time.
Yeah.
I needed a little bit of a reprieve.
Yeah, just a little bit. Just deserve that.
But it was nice. It was really nice. But after that, I'm like, because I just finished Tortured Beast by Mandy Games, which is an arc, which I'll talk about more in our wrap-up episode because it's not live yet, and I'm still processing.
She needs time.
I need to like write the review though because it's coming out soon. And I've sat down twice, and I can't put it into words yet.
Yeah.
And then so I started Unravel Me by Becca Mack, which is on my actual TBR. And then my next book will be Too Fast, which is an arc from Abby Millsaps.
Okay.
That I got from the author's agency as well. And that's like a Why Choose college football romance.
Yeah.
So I'm excited about that one too.
And then after that, probably
I'll need to read this and eventually The Nanny for book club. Well, since we're talking about this right now, real quick.
Let's just plug it real quick.
Okay, so if you have not heard or seen on our Instagram page, we are buddy reading In the Likely Event by Rebecca Yarros, and we will do a whole podcast episode about this book. I had a friend who already read it. She was one of the girls that texted me yesterday. And I think
Becca from Book Club also read it and loved it.
Yeah, and she said it was great. Yeah. So, I'm excited for this one.
With that, I figured out a way on Storygraph, the app, which tracks reading as well, that you can plug buddy reading. So as you're reading, you can offer thoughts, things that you love, whatever. You have to, it's like a setting in your Storygraph app. If you have that app and you're reading with us, send us a DM on Instagram at Tropes and Tantrums so that I can add you. Because then as you're reading and like parts come up, it's not, and it's not like spoiler alert because you see like the messages and commentary as you're reading those specific parts, not
because you update your page.
Yeah. So it's really cool. I'm trying it out this month. We're going to see how it works. So if you are reading with us and you do use Storygraph, which I do recommend you do because it is an amazing tracking app because it kind of gives a really cool breakdowns of like your book reading history, your pages, your like genres, your like type of mood reading. Like it's really cool. So yeah, if you are reading with us, which I would love if you did, we both would love if you did.
Seriously.
Or if you have already read it, please DM us and I'll put you on there. So I'm still working through
and then we'll also put up like unlike we did for Dun and Dusty because we just forgot. But we'll put a question box.
Yeah, and you can, yeah, for sure.
And hopefully people will send us some of their questions if they've read it or not, whatever.
Yep.
So yes, let's read that together. What do you got coming up for reading?
Okay, so I felt myself slumping as I do almost every middle of the month. It happens almost textbook. I always say I have to finish a book within the first 3 days of the month, or else I will be slumping heavy until like mid-month, which sucks. So I'm at 5 books for the month of September, 5 of 5 on the TBR, which is insane. I can't even believe it. But of course, now that is a thing, now I'm like, how do I like start to stray and like do other chaotic things? Because in my head, that's where we go.
The one chaotic thing you've done this month.
Oh, we didn't talk
about it, but now I'm going to call you out on it. She started the Things We Leave Behind? Yeah. The Things We Leave Behind by Lucy Score that just came out on the 5th. She texts me and is like, oh, I just want you to know that I started this book. And I'm like, excuse me, you did what? She was like, yeah, I started it. Don't you love that for me? And I'm like, no, because you DNF'd the second book. What are you doing?
So
I'm like, you're not allowed to talk about it with me. You're just not.
So I am not.
Not until I read it.
We are not talking about it. I'm sure Amber will get to it this month. I'm certain that she's going to try and push for it.
I'm going to. My sister's reading it right now.
She have a physical copy?
No, she's reading on KU. Okay. And I'm going to read it on KU. That thing is too thick for me to just sit and read that.
Also, let me just tell you.
Did I buy it? Yes.
No, I knew you bought it. I know because I tried to. I don't know if anyone else was on Bookstagram, but they were offering, because you saw it, I think, as well, is through the Fable app, which I don't use, but I like downloaded it for the sake of trying to get Wildfire early because they were giving it. Okay, here's the thing. They were giving it to 200 random people, not 200, the first 200 random. So even if you were the first person, there was still a chance you probably weren't going to get it.
Oh, man.
So, and they opened it up for like a full like day. So it was like.
I did not see this.
Oh, okay. Well, so I did it. I'm like, because I thought it was the first 200. And I think like I was pretty close to the first 200, to be honest with you. It didn't matter because it was 200 random. So Fable is like a buddy reading app where you can read the book through the app, which not my vibe. I'm not going to read like a book on like a tiny phone. Like I said,
I cannot read on my phone.
Kindle app is like a very last resort if I like don't have my Kindle with me, which is rare. Yeah, is rare. So I
have my Kindle with me.
I literally have 2 Kindles in my bag. I have 2 Kindles in my bag right now.
I got my Kindle in my book bow.
But here's the thing. That's just not my jam, but I was going to do it because I was like, I really want to read really want to read Wildfire. And so it was like, okay, like if you'll know if you get it, if it like downloads to your thing and you'll get to read more than the first 3 chapters. Because the first 3 chapters are like on there. So you can read the first 3 chapters.
Interesting.
I am not reading the first 3 chapters of a book that doesn't come out till next month.
What a tease.
Literally not a chance. So that was not a thing I was going to do. But then it was like, okay, if it's like in there, then you like got it. And I kept like looking and no. And it sucked because I was like, that's dumb. That's stupid. And you know what? Again.
What'd they do? Spin a wheel?
Literally, I don't know. And what kind of pissed me off, honestly, is if you're familiar, so Icebreaker is Hannah Grace's first novel.
Oh, so good.
So good. If you have not read it, please read it. 5 stars. One of my best reads of the whole year. I think it might have been like at least top 2.
It was on my list.
It was
for my top reads.
It was so good. But one of the things that we talk about is a book that gets published indie because it blew up. Indie author.
It blew up really quick.
And she pulled it from KU. And not necessarily Hannah Grace, but like her publisher.
Yeah.
And so my new concern is now this one is obviously there's no way they're putting it on KU. There's not a chance they're putting.
I'm gonna have to go buy the.
No, 100%, 100%. We're gonna be buying it, which is fine. But
I'm add it to the list. I'm buying already in October.
Literally,
that's what I've done.
Caught up, obviously.
Yes.
So it kind of sucks, and I do want to touch on it a bit because I do have heavy thoughts about it because Lucy Score has all of her books on KU, And these books are very popular books. It's not like she couldn't make them work off of KU, because she absolutely does. People still buy them. People still read them.
I bought all 3 of the.
No, 100%. And I just I think that it sucks a little bit. And and I know it's not always the author's doing, but it kind of, it just I don't know. And I have one I told Amber yesterday. So I had seen this book called Powerless, and it's I want to say YA fantasy. It might not be YA. It might just be romantasy. But I was really intrigued. I was I'd love to read this. People were really raving about it. And of course, it's the first book in an unfinished series, because God, why would I not start a book in a in a fantasy series that is unfinished, which is my my MO right now. But I'm let me go find it. So they pulled it from you couldn't buy the book, because now it's being traditionally published in November. But then they pulled the Kindle version. You couldn't even buy it, which is wild to me. I'm why are you pulling the Kindle version? Okay, I get you pull the hardcover, the paperback, whatever, to reprint them, to put the new covers or the new.
I mean, that could be also why they pulled them.
It could be. I'm not okay with it, though. I just would love to let everyone know I'm not okay with it. I mean, it's probably for the best. We could probably just add it to November. I have been searching high and low for it, literally everywhere. I haven't looked in the UK yet. So because that's always final resort, is that I head to the UK. Please, one day I would love Waterstones to sponsor me, because I'm probably their top buyer in Arizona in there. But I would love to go there. Let me just tell you, UK covers are stunning. I don't understand why we get ugly covers when the UK covers are so beautiful of books.
I don't know.
Let me just.
Well, that's the Mile High and The Right Move. It's got a foil undertone to it.
Hold on. I'm going to show you something.
Looks different.
I need you to see this. So we know what the Happy Place cover looks like for Emily Henry. We know what that looks like. Let me just show you what it looks like in the UK. Let me show you.
Are you excited for her next book?
I am excited.
You're an Emily Henry.
I am an Emily Henry stan. I really do. Look at how cute it is in the UK.
Oh, cute!
It's just fun.
Yeah.
But the pages. I'll send you a picture. But the pages are rainbow. It goes from these colors around the edges. Yeah, it's beautiful.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, I do have it. I do have it. I have 2 I have the regular version of Happy Place. That's the US version. And then I have, because I had already pre-ordered it. And then I have this version, because I think it's so cute. But neither of them, by the way, are paperback, because we know Emily Henry is not is really doing everyone dirty with that. I of course have both, but I'm very excited for her next book. Lots of great books already to come in 2024 that have already been announced that I'm really excited about. Abby Jimenez has a beautiful new covered book that's coming out next month that I'm really, not next month, next year. But I forgot to say what I was reading right now. So,
I was going to let you go off your tangent, and then I was going to bring you back.
I know. I got to come back. By the way, my neck is literally killing me. I tweaked it in bed last night, and I'm want to die, because I literally am in so much pain. So it's really, it's terrible. So it's cool. We're here. We're doing the thing. So like Amber said, I am reading The Things We Left Behind. I personally, I think I'm 3 chapters in, but like I said, I was slumping pretty hard. So I've been kind of going back and forth on books. I did finish. I just finished Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I had been reading for a hot minute. It's right now there's only 2 books in the series. 3rd book comes out in October. So I'll probably plan to read 2nd book in October and then 3rd book in November. That's kind of where I'm at, because I'm not looking to just jump in.
Yeah.
I'm also reading The Home Run Proposal. It's a brother's best friend baseball romance.
Super cute cover.
So cute cover. It's getting good. I'm 25% into that one. I'm also reading Out on a Limb, which has been getting a lot of hype. I do believe that one is on KU. I can't remember. It's because there's 2 that I keep getting confused. It's Out on a Limb, and then You with a View, and they're just rom-coms, but they're not. They don't even have the same tropes or anything. But I keep getting them confused. One is on KU and one is not. But they've been getting a lot of hype recently. So Out on a Limb, I'm really loving. I will say it is accidental pregnancy trope, which I know some people don't love. That is the entire book. So just so you know.
I love it.
And I would say, I won't say spoiler alert because it's literally it's on the back of the book and it literally happens within the first chapter. So Yeah. So, so that's what I'm reading right now. I knocked out a little bit of that last night while Char was at the sleepover. So I'm excited to get that one done. It seems like a pretty quick read, but then I do have to read our buddy read In the Likely Event. I'm going to probably try and knock out this week so that I can be ready to talk about it because we'll probably film that pre-book wrap up.
Yeah.
So I do want to get that one done, not out of the way, and then I have our book club book, but I have that on. Nicole has a physical copy, but I don't think she's read yet. Not that I don't think she's told me, but we have, we'll usually switch back and forth who's buying that month, but I have The Nanny on checkout from the library, but it's going back today. So that's why I have 2 Kindles right now because my other Kindle's on airplane mode so that I can read it specifically on that Kindle. I downloaded it. We're all good. So that one will be on airplane mode while I'm waiting. But I am trying to not take out as many library books because I don't get to them. And
you don't get to them and then people are waiting for them.
I mean, I would love to say that I'm more sensitive about other people, but I'm really not. It's more of...
We love the honesty over here.
You know what? Here's the thing. Me keeping the book isn't really you're probably doing the same shit. So I don't and you're probably not the same libraries that I'm at. So France, we did find out that France and I are at the same library. It is one of France's actual libraries that she's like, oh, it's people like you. I'm like, yeah, it is. But I don't get a lot of books from that library anymore because the ones that have the best selections are always the ones that not everyone can join. You have to actually be a resident. But if you do find someone that you can usually use their phone number and the area code usually will suffice, just so everyone knows.
Oh my goodness.
But just in case you have friends in other states.
There's a librarian out there listening right now and being like, and we're changing the policy.
No, but you can't change the policy. How would they know? Because how do they know it's on a resident?
I don't know.
And you know what? It's fine. Everyone, it should be like a federal thing. It's any libraries, anyone. It could be a library free for all. Who knows? Honestly, I'm all about the library, but it is annoying because you're waiting for popular books, you're waiting 900 years, and then I end up buying them anyway. So it's
it's so aced.
It doesn't I'm not saying anything that people don't know, especially if you are a library reader, but I also have been using the 2 apps I use are Libby, which is the one that is the most common and the harder one to get books on. And then I also use Hoopla, which is HOOPLA. It's also connected to your library card, but they usually have books are almost always available. It just doesn't have as wide of a selection and not as many new releases, which sucks.
Yeah.
So I did get to listen to the rest of Once Upon a Broken Heart on there, and I have a couple other ones that I've been kind of waiting on. So if there's books that have been popular for a long time, usually Hoopla is probably a better fit for you. But that's kind of where I'm at. I have 5 books done for the month, so it's really solid. But yeah, I'm just trying to knock out another book this weekend. I would love to finish one more book this weekend, and then
I would really love to finish Unravel by the end of the day Monday and start.
Yeah, we can say end of the day Monday.
Start this arc Tuesday, depending on when I finish.
Yeah, I'll probably. I think Monday is probably a solid goal because then I really do want to start. I have to,
but for me, because my sister makes all of our stuff, I have to finish this book, this upcoming arc, and my review for Tortured Beast. I need to finish them before Thursday. honestly, because she's going out of town for a wedding and she's not taking her computer.
I'm just going to need to teach you how to do this, honestly. I'm going to have to teach Amber how to do this so that she doesn't have... You can do it on your phone. I know you're not... Like, I know. But it's...
And it's so funny because my husband's always like, you're so creative. That's why I got you a silhouette. And that's why, like, you're so creative. You actually can do that stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm not.
Yeah.
I like get my juices flowing, you know, like the creative juices, and it's like going, and then
I get that.
I sit down to do it and I'm like, I don't know if this looks good.
I agree with you.
I'm very hard on myself. I'm my own worst critic.
No, I know.
To be honest,
it's going to be easy. I'm going to teach you how to do it, so you don't have to feel like you have to wait for someone else. But
it's so easy. I just send her all the information.
No, I know, but I'm saying she's going out of town, so
I know.
Like,
I know.
This episode got significantly
out
longer,
of hand.
But
it's rewatch season. What are you rewatching?
I am not rewatching literally anything right now. I mean, Gilmore Girls is always a rewatch, but I'm just not rewatching anything. I'm spending more time reading than I am, which is good. And I'm also like work-wise, I'm doing a lot of things work-wise, so I just like don't.
You don't have time.
When I'm in bed, I'd
rather read.
Yeah, I'm either reading or I'm watching like BookTube. So I'm like watching girls read online. So it's either I'm reading or watching girls reading. So it's I'm not. TV has not been my thing as of late, and probably because there's nothing new on TV right now. Obviously,
yeah, but that's why it's rewatch season.
I know, but like I'm saying, like I kind of like am in a mood like to like rewatch stuff. Like I think that's the whole thing. Plus, I have kids who take over the TV, so I don't
literally. I'm rewatching Vampire Diaries. This season.
That tracks.
I love it.
The vibes,
it's so good. Have you watched Vampire Diaries?
I have not. I've tried to get into it and I cannot.
Okay, that's fair.
It's like
when it originally came out, I was like into it, and then it like took a dark turn, and I was like, "This is not for me."
I feel like that's every TV show. Like you hit like 3, 4, like season 3 and 4, and like things go off the rails, and then like eventually, hopefully, they bring them back to like
Riverdale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so obviously you said usually you rewatch Gilmore Girls.
Yes.
Team: Dean, Logan, Jess.
Dean should not even be an option. Dean should be like out the window. Like if anyone, honestly, if you listen and you are a team Dean, that is far worse than ever being a team Jeremiah. Far worse. And I stand by that.
I can stand by that.
He's disgusting. And the whole storyline, season 5, I cannot watch. I literally skip season 5. I'm not kidding. I cannot watch season 5 because Rory is insufferable. And I can tell you that for 100% fact. No, I'm team Jess, 100%.
Okay.
100%.
So I'm team Logan, but we all know that like Jess is endgame.
No, Jess is 100% endgame. My very best friend is also team Logan. It's one of the very few things that we disagree on. Logan has his merits, but he is Christopher. He's
Christopher.
He's Christopher.
I can agree with that.
And his parents are trash. His parents are absolute garbage, and I cannot stand them. But no, I'm team Jess 100%. I will stand by that till the day I die. So yeah, no, but
Interesting. Okay, have you watched Dawson's Creek?
I've only watched maybe 1 or 2 seasons.
Okay, never mind. Oh, okay. Actually, I could still ask you this. Do you know how it ends?
I don't.
Okay. From what you've seen of Dawson's Creek.
Yes.
Dawson or Pacey?
Pacey, 100%.
100% Pacey.
No, Dawson, no. Absolutely
He's toxic.
Not. Absolutely not. Zero.
So toxic.
0%.
Do you want me to write it for you?
No, because maybe I'll read it. Maybe I'll watch it.
Okay.
Not read it. Maybe I'll watch it.
Okay. Team Pacey all day, every day.
You watch, what's it called? One Tree Hill?
That is one that I could not really get into. I don't know why. Yeah. I just could never get into it. And I've tried multiple times as an adult. Mm-hmm. Have tried. I
didn't watch it until after high school, I think. And
like to me, I don't get the hype.
It's one of those that there's certain seasons that are really good.
I feel
and
like there's a niche.
Yeah. There's certain seasons that are really good, and then there's certain seasons that are like not it. So yeah, no. But it's not sometimes it's like a rewatch of like I just like pop it on like for like background more than
noise,
anything. So,
well, I mean, Real Housewives of Salt Lake just came back.
Yeah.
You know, we're finishing up Rahoney. We're finishing up OC. Like,
this is like prime time for Real Housewives. Like literally Real Housewives.
Literally.
Like the Super Bowl of Real Housewives. Like every freaking day. It's like all.
Literally.
Because like
I'm a huge Bravo fan. So, yet to be at BravoCon. But that's okay. I can live just vicariously through everyone at BravoCon instead. Is there anything else?
I don't think so. I'm trying to think. I don't think so. Make sure that you, last note, make sure that if you're reading with us, please
let us know.
The book. In the likely event. Rebecca Yaros. Really excited about it. Also, just so you know, we haven't like formally announced it, but I'll just like, you know, we're planning on reading Caught Up for October. It doesn't come out till the 10th
of October. Yeah.
But that should give you enough time because it's our October read. So it's September 17th and we haven't even picked that one up yet. So it doesn't really.
Yeah, we got to get on that one.
So we're going to be reading Caught Up. So if you do want to like pre-order or whatever, I'm sure it's going to be on KU.
I'm sure
I would believe so. But yeah, really excited to get that.
Same.
Anything else?
I think that's it. Anything mom or kid stuff related?
No, because we kind of talked at the beginning a little bit.
Yeah, about toddler stuff.
Yeah, about. Oh, let us know. Let us know how old you call.
I want to know if you're a mom.
saying toddlers.
If you're a mom out there and you're listening, when do you stop calling your oldest child a toddler? When they're 10?
When they're not. When they don't stop doing toddler things.
Yeah, literally.
I mean, I don't know what that looks like because Shard still does heavy toddler things that make me insane. So cannot say that that's a thing that I'm planning on stopping soon. So,
well, I think that's it.
Yep. Thanks so much, you guys, for listening. We love hanging out with you.
Absolutely. Please follow us on our Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. We are now on YouTube.
Yes.
Subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a rating. You know, all of the things on wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, Apple.
Yep.
Wherever you find your podcast.
And if you like actually listen to us like religiously, please follow.
Please follow.
Please follow. It like only like helps us and we like love it. I think we're at like
and let us know that you're listening.
Yeah, we love to know. Like send us a message or, you know, tag us when you're like do a little screenshot-y like thing.
Yeah, whatever.
Please, we love it. Thanks, guys.
Bye, Danielle.
Bye.
Thank you so much for tuning in today to Tropes and Tantrums. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram. And don't forget, happy reading.